Hey guys, how are we doing? It is Wednesday. We're going waistline Wednesday today, so the emphasis is focused on the core. We're going to bring a little bit of full body work in. So again, all you need for today is floor space and a weight, a kettlebell. So all you need is a kettlebell and some floor space. Okay, so you have about 2 meters space squared around you, and your weight, which is a 12 kilo kettlebell or an 8 kilo kettlebell or a bag of books or whatever it is, and you're just going to go for it with the one piece of equipment and your floor space. You will get a full body workout. We are going to focus on the core heavily today, so just take your time, get yourself set, let a few more heads come in and we'll get going. Hiya Trish, hiya Jenny, hey Suze, Tim, how are we getting on? Come on in guys, get yourself set, get your equipment and get yourself ready, get your tune set up, get yourself all right, ready to go. Someone has sneakily changed my 12 to an 8 kilo kettlebell. Oh well, I guess I'll just have to go faster and harder with it. All right. So again, we'll just take a couple more seconds, get yourself set, and we'll let some more people come on in and we'll get cracking into our workout today. Cool guys, good stuff. All right. So a couple more seconds, then we'll get into our warm up. How are we going? Hey Peter, how are we doing? Come on in, get yourself set. So just to recap, hey Karen, all you need today is a bit of floor space and a weight. That's all, bit of floor space and a weight. So we're going to be working on full body and then emphasis after that on the core. So we'll really always be tipping back to the core and full body workout. Okay. Hello Karen, how you doing? Hey Sheila, come on in guys. Okay. Okay guys, let's get into this. So we're going to get into a squat. At the bottom of the squat, we're going to spread the feet nice and wide, push knees out with the elbows, hold it there for 3 seconds, and we're going to hook our fingers under our toes, and we're going to raise our hips nice and high, stretch the hamstrings and the lower back, and then pull ourselves back down into that squat again, pushing those knees out with the elbows. Every 3 or 4 seconds, we're going to be raising the hips nice and high, and then lowering ourselves back down into that squat position. So we're stretching out the hamstrings, stretching out the lower back, stretching out through the shoulder blades, and then pulling ourselves down into that perfect squat. So a couple more reps, and then we'll go into our plank, and we're going to go into our hip flexor and T-spine rotation. Okay, so now 2 hands on the floor, walk the feet back into the high plank position. You're going to bring your foot forward, plant on the floor beside your hand, hold it there for the count of 3, 2, 1, and then rotate the arm as much as you can around, twist through the spine as much as possible. 2, 1, down and change. So I'm going to bring my other foot forward, stretch out my hip flexor for 3, 2, 1, and then rotate for 3, 2, 1, down, and we're changing again, either side. So again, emphasis here is stretching out the hip flexor. You're going to get a bit of hamstring, and then we've got to get a big twist on the spine to get that T-spine, get as much of a rotation as possible. So again, every 6 to 8 seconds, you're going to switch between left and right. That's the one, keep moving. So today we're going to be working on timing. We're going to be doing 25 seconds worth of work, 5 seconds worth of rest. And well, it's not really 5 seconds worth of rest, it's 5 seconds for a transition. So it's 25 seconds work, 5 seconds to recover, and then go again for a further 25, and then we're moving on to the next exercise. Okay, back again into the plank position. Walk your hands in, tip your toes, walk them back out into the plank position, and do a push-up, and then walk yourself back in again, tip the toes, walk yourself back out, and do a push-up. Keep that going, a couple more reps. The aim here is to keep the emphasis stretched on the hamstring and the lower back, but also warm up those shoulders and the core as well. One more rep. When you walk your hands in, you're going to stand back up tall, and we're going to go into our lunges, keeping our feet hip width. Big stride forward, drop the knee, stand tall. Big stride forward, drop the knee, stand tall. So we're going to start with what we know, and what we know are kettlebell swings. So we're going to use our bell, we're going to swing with our right hand for 25 seconds. We're then going to use a 5-second window to change to the left. After our swings, we're going to go ground to overhead. That's open to interpretation. So you can do a clean and jerk, or you can do a snatch. So a clean and jerk is where the bell starts on the floor and finishes on the chest, and then gets pushed above the head. Or a snatch is where the bell starts on the floor and goes straight up above the head in one movement. Then we're going to push press, Romanian deadlift, and then we're going to finish off with single arm row. Alright? So again, what we're looking for is emphasis on the technique, emphasis on the posture, really keep that core nice and tight to focus on stabilizing and isolating specific muscle groups. So in 10 seconds time, we're going to start swinging that kettlebell. 9, 8, grab your bell, 7, 6, 5, 4. I'm starting with my right hand. 3, 2, 1. Let's go. Shoulders back, chest out, head up. So we're keeping the posture in between the shoulder blades. We're aggressively squeezing the stomach muscles, and we're pushing through the soles of the feet to stand tall. So in 10 seconds time, you've got a 5-second window, and in that 5-second window, you're going to change to the left hand. 4, 3, 2, 1, and we're changing to the left hand. Ready to swing in 3, 2, left hand, 1, and let's swing. So shoulders back, chest out, head up. Squeeze your stomach at the top. The more you squeeze your stomach at the top, the more upright you're going to be, and the less chance of you compromising that lower back and hyperextending on the lower back. So in 8 seconds, you've got your 5-second window again, and then we're going to go ground to overhead. That's when the bell hits the floor and goes straight above the head. And we're going to ground to overhead. 4, 3, 2, 1, let's go. From the floor, straight up above the head. So there's 2 ways to do this. You can stop at the chest, or you can just go straight up to the sky. I'm going to do every second one stopping at the chest, and then the other one is straight up, snatch to the sky. But the aim is to keep moving. 5 seconds, 4, 3, 2, 1, rest, change, 5 seconds, 4, 3, 2, 1. Let's go, left side. So the role in this, of the core in this movement, is transferring the energy from the lower body to the upper body. So the more aggressive you are at squeezing your core muscles, your stomach muscles, the better the energy transfer from the lower to upper there is. 5 seconds, we're going to go into overhead press or push press. 2, 1, back to the right hand. So with our push press, we want to use our hips. So stick your ass out behind you like you're shutting a door, snap them back into place, and then that bell comes back down onto the chest where you load the hips again, and then snap them into place, and then the bell goes above the head. So we don't want to break through the knees, we want to break through the hips, and then the knees are being pushed out of the way by the hips, not the other way around. 2, 1, change, left side. 3, 2, 1, push the hips back, snap the hips back into place. Push hips back, snap them back into place. So after this push press, we're going to go single leg Romanian deadlift. So we're going to take the bell, we're going to hold it on our right hand, and we're going to kick our left leg out behind. We will be revisiting these exercises after every round of core. 4, 3, 2, 1, back to the right hand. We're going to raise that right leg out behind us, standing on the left leg. 2, 1, let's go. Kick it out behind, stand tall. Kick it out behind, stand tall. So again, shoulders pinned back, stomach nice and tight, driving through the sole of the foot, standing up tall, and emphasizing the technique and the posture before you start ramping up those reps. 5 seconds, 4, 3, 2, 1. You're going to change that left hand, getting ready to go, standing on the right leg. 2, 1, and let's go. Kick that left leg out behind, stand tall. And we're trying to keep our chest and head up, even though the back leg is raising you up and tipping you forward. You're still fighting the urge to just drop the upper body towards the floor. You're trying to keep it up, almost as if you're keeping it up out of the water. So in 8 seconds, we're going to go single arm row on the right side. Oops. And then we're going to change to the left. Core is really important. Okay, to the right hand, shoulders back, chest out, push the hips back, squeeze your stomach, and let's pull. So it's a big squeeze on the core as we draw from the right lat, that bell, up the armpit. And we're really focusing on the posture, the position, and the technique. And then lastly is the tempo. 6 seconds, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Stand tall, reset posture, change hands. Over we go, 2, 1, and let's go. So the soles of the feet are flat on the floor, the knees are soft, the hips are pushed out the back, the shoulder blades are pinned back at all times, the stomach is tight, The left lat on the left side of your back is contracting to draw that bell up to your armpit. We got 9 seconds, and then we're into our Russian twists on the floor. Bring your bell with you. 3, 2, 1, onto the floor. So we're gonna go Russian twists for 25 seconds, then a 5-second breather. Let's go. So we're leaning back, our heels are very lightly on the floor. Oh, we got tension on our stomach muscles, and then we rotate, full rotation over and back. We have 2 25-second windows on the twists, and then that's then done for today. 8 seconds, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Rest 5 seconds. We're going Russian twists, then hollow holds. 2, 1, let's go. So those of you who trained with me yesterday will know how aggressive that hollow hold is on the core and how much you have to stay switched on mentally in order to get the best out of it. So we have 10 seconds, and then we're going to go into the hollow hold. With or without the kettlebell, it's up to you. With the kettlebell, just add more tension to the stomach. And rest. Okay, flat on your back, arms and legs fully extended, raising the shoulder blades off the floor. We're looking to push the small of that back into the floor, and I can already feel my abs trembling because they're fatigued from yesterday's session. We got 12 seconds, then you get a 5-second breather. 10 seconds, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Woo. Ready to go again in 4, 3, 2, 1. Arms beyond the head, shoulder blades off the floor. Push the small of that back into the floor. Emphasis is on keeping that core rock solid, and there's no arch on your lower back over the floor at any time. So in 12 seconds, we're going to sit up and put the bell between the feet. We're going to lie back and touch the floor beyond the head, and then we're going to sit back up and touch that bell just between the feet. 3, 2, 1. Oh, bell between the feet, lying back, knees bent, feet on the floor, and let's go. Up, touch the bell, back down. When we are trying to sit up without swinging our arms into it, we are controlling the raise by using our abs. We're not throwing the hips and raising them and smacking them into the floor to generate momentum. We're trying to keep the tension through the stomach muscles as opposed to raising and smacking hips into the floor. 3, 2, 1, rest. Ready to go again. 2, 1, let's go. So we're sitting up, tipping the bell, lying back down, squeezing the core, sitting up, tipping the bell, lying back down. Oh, that's the one. So in 14 seconds, we're going to thread the needle. So we're going to lean back on our hands, and we're going to draw our knees into our chest and out to the right hand side of the bell, and then back in and out to the left hand side. 3, 2, 1. Okay, sitting up, leaning back on the hands, legs out straight to the side of the bell, draw them into your chest and out to the other side. Into the chest, out to one side, into the chest, out to the other. And the hands are very lightly on the floor. They're just helping to support the core slightly in order to keep tension through those stomach muscles. If you put too much weight back through the hands, you're actually not going to isolate enough of the core, and therefore you're just going to end up overloading your shoulders. And rest, ready to go again. 3, 2, 1, let's go. Into the chest, out to the side. Into the chest, out to the side. So after this, we're going to stay in the same position, and we're going to do hurdles. So our legs are straight. We're going to draw them up and over to the other side of the bell, tip the floor very lightly, and then back again. 7 seconds, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and rest. Ready to go, hurdles, over and back. 3, 2, 1, let's go. Straight legs over, tip, and back, tip. There we go, over, tip, and back, tip. So we got 17 seconds. Take your time. The emphasis here is on the core muscles. So I want you to visualize your stomach muscles actually contracting to draw those legs straight and up off the floor, over to the side, lower them down under control, tip and go again. And rest, ready to go in 3, 2, 1, let's go. Up, over, tip, up, back, tip. So at this stage, hip flexors are starting to get tired. We're going to give our core a break now in 15 seconds, and we're going back into our swings on the right side. 10 seconds, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and rest. Up we get. Grab your bell, right hand, ready to swing. 2, 1, let's go. So, we're back to the top. We're driving through the soles of the feet. That energy is traveling up the body, through the core, and into the arms. So you've got to make sure that your core is tight at the top and your shoulder blades are pinned back during the swing. Because if not, then that energy is not going to travel enough through the core. And if you're tired, that body is going to look for a rest. Take a breather now, 4 seconds, 3, 2, 1, let's go. So the more tired your core is, the less effective it is at transferring the energy from the lower to the upper body. So therefore getting the perfect swing or the perfect clean or even push press. So you've got to start thinking about what is happening to the muscles in the sequence. So start driving aggressively through the soles of the feet, shoulder blades are pinned, and squeeze that stomach consciously at the top. And rest, back to the right hand. We're going ground to overhead, 2, 1. Ground and above the head. So again, you can clean and jerk it, or you can snatch it as long as you keep moving. So at this stage, it's all about the movement pattern. As long as the movement pattern is full technique and full range of movement, you're going to be stimulating all the muscles in the chain, which is a good thing. And rest, change, 5 seconds. Remember, the core is key. 2, 1, let's go. So we are using the core to transfer that energy from the lower body to the upper body. And again, I'm alternating between clean and jerk and snatch lift. So after this snatch, we're going to be going into push press, or sorry, after the ground to overhead, I should say. We're going into push press. That's where we're driving the bell overhead, using the hips to help. And rest, back to the right hand, on the right shoulder, push the hips out behind you, snap them back into position, and then that bell pops off the shoulder and gets steered above the head. So inhale as we stick our hips back, exhale as we aggressively snap our hips back into place, squeeze our core at the top, and that bell gets driven above the head. You're not actually pushing it above the head, you're steering above the head. 4, 3, 2, 1, rest, change, left side. 3, 2, 1. Hips back, snap them in, and power above the head. So we're looking to get as much abdominal contraction as possible to propel that bell above the head. 15 seconds, and then we're going into our Romanian deadlift, and that's going to be 25 on the right and 25 on the left. And again, stability through the core. 3, 2, 1. Back to the right hand. Romanian deadlift. 3, 2, 1. Kick leg out. Over we go. Drive through sole. Back up tall. That's the one. So as you get tired, your body looks for shortcuts. Whoop. Don't let it. Keep the shoulder blades pinned back. Keep the stomach nice and tight. 10 seconds. And then we're going to switch that left side. And we're going to hammer out the right hamstring, right glutes. 3, 2, 1. Change. Left hand is now holding. Right hand is standing. 2, 1. Kick left leg back. Over you go. Squeeze stomach. Stand tall. That's it. Nice work, guys. So in 18 seconds, we're going to go into our single arm row on the right side. That's the one. We've got 10 seconds. 8 seconds. 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. And we're going into our single arm row. Shoulders back, chest out, soft knees, hips back, squeeze stomach, and let's draw from the right lat. So again, use that core. You got to really squeeze your abs as you're drawing that right shoulder blade back, elbow high. 12 seconds, 11, 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and change. 3, 2, 1. Shoulders back, let's go. So how are we getting on around the world? Getting some messages from New York City, from Steve. Getting some messages from the UK, still getting a few from Australia, Austria, Germany, and we've got Danes over there training now again. 7 seconds to go. Let me know how you're getting on. We're getting back to the new norm. And down we get onto the floor. So we're now going into straight leg Skyreach. Feet nice and wide, flat on the floor. Sitting up, bell goes above the head like an umbrella. And you're not swinging the bell, you are using your core to sit yourself up. If you need to use that left hand on the floor to help, by all means do. 10 seconds. So visualize the abs contracting to draw you up. Do not swing the bell. If you need to get rid of the bell, that's fine. Change. Left hand, everything's scalable. Let's go. So, use your stomach muscles. Visualize them. If you're struggling, bend your knees. Put your feet flat on the floor as you come up. So in 10 seconds, we're going to be going into the plank position, and we're going to do pull throughs with the bell. 5 seconds. 4, 3, 2, 1. Bell on the floor, into a high plank, and you're going to reach under, take it from the other side, and draw it across. Let's go. So drawing it across, down. Drawing it across, down. And I'm keeping my hips parallel with the floor. If you have tiles and a metal kettlebell, go a little bit softer. I'm just lucky that I've got a rubber flooring that I can work on. But again, the emphasis here is it's a high plank before it's anything. Rest. 5 seconds. 4, 3, 2, 1. Up. Draw through. That's the one. So, squeezing the core. At the end of this, we're going to go into our beast hold. So that's where we're keeping our hands beneath our shoulders. We're then going to drop our knees within centimeter of the floor. And we're going to hold that tension through the core. 25 seconds on the beast hold. 2, 1. Rest. 5 seconds. Ready to go into the beast hold. 3, 2, 1. Let's go. So our hands are directly beneath our shoulders. Fingertips, ball of the hand, heel of the hand in contact with the floor. The knees are the same width as the hands. They're a pen width off the floor. The shoulder blades are pinned back, and the emphasis on the stomach muscles. 8 seconds. 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Rest. Good stuff. Ready to go again. 2, 1. Up we get. That's it, guys. Nice work. Again, shoulder blades relaxed, stomach nice and tight. 15 seconds. That's it. 10 seconds. The next exercise we're going to go into is the dead bug. 5 seconds. 4, 3, 2, 1. Woo! Onto your back. Knees bent at 90, arms bent at 90 from the torso. Small of the back pushed into the floor, and we're just going to hold this position. So we're really focusing on pushing the small of the back into the floor, keeping the shoulder blades off the floor. The arms are pointing to the sky. The knees are bent at 90 degrees. Whoa, and that core is trembling. Primary focus, keep the back flat. 5 seconds. 4, 3, 2, 1. Rest. Woo! Ready to go again. 2, 1. Up. So if you're finding this as easy and comfortable and you can maintain that arch flat on the floor, send your left leg out and your right leg past, and then come back to center, but do it slowly. But if you find that back in any way, shape or form is starting to arch, just hold the pose. Do not bring movement in. 7 seconds. 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Rest. Round we get. Bear crunch. So you're back into the beast pose, and we're going to draw our right knee to our left elbow. Let's go. Right knee to left elbow, and back down to the position it started. And you were trying to maintain the left knee the same height off the floor. So the only part of your anatomy that's moving is your right leg. The left leg stays welded a centimeter off the floor. Oh, that core is tight now. And rest. Woo, ready to go again. 2, 1, up we get. Left knee to right elbow now. And we're really focusing on the core, taking the strain for that missing leg and that rotation. 15 seconds, and then we are back, and we're into our kettlebell swings. Right side. 5 seconds. 4, 3, 2, 1. Up we get. Right hand on the bell. Kettlebell swings. 1. Let's go. Shoulders back, chest out, stand tall, and you are now over the halfway mark. So with this kettlebell swing, you are transferring energy from the lower to the upper via a now fatigued entity, which is your core. So you've got to really focus and think about what's going on, what's happening, how is the energy traveling to your upper body. Visualize contracting that core and rest 5 seconds. 4, 3, 2, 1. Let's go. So we've got our ground to overhead next. Whoa, nice work. That's it, keep that going. We got 10 seconds, and then we're going to ground to overhead, and that ground to overhead can be either a clean and jerk or a snatch. 3, 2, 1, bell back to the right hand, feet shoulder width, shoulders back, chest out, hips back, sit, drop, drive away from the floor. Drive away from the floor. And don't let the head getting close to the floor trick you into thinking you're dropping your hips enough. You want to keep those hips loaded, so you want to push them back in a hinge, but you also want to drop them slightly as well. 5 seconds, like a coiling a spring. 4, 3, 2, 1. Change to the left, ground to overheads. 2, 1, let's go. So, after this, we're going into our hollow hold. That's the one. So, 12 seconds, 11, 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. And we're into push press, bell on the right shoulder, feet hip width, push your hips back, snap them back into position, and that bell gets propelled above the head. Nice work. So I'm just checking my heart rate there. I've got it up nice and high now, and it's a case of keeping it there by stimulating all the relevant muscles in these movements and transferring energy as effectively as possible through my abs, core. And change, left side. So use the hips to do the driving, let's go. So again, stick the ass out, snap the hips back into place, and then the arm just steers, because that energy travels up through the arm and into the bell. Nice work. So we got 12 seconds, and then we're into our Romanian deadlift. 8 seconds. 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and Romanian deadlift. Bell in the right hand, shoulders back, pin them, stomach tight. Soft knee on the left leg, let's kick that leg over and stand tall again. And again, stability is through contracting your core muscles. The tighter your core, the more stable you're going to be, the more emphasis you're going to put on your left hamstring and your left glute. If you're starting to feel it on the calf muscle, then you are pushing through the ball of your foot too much. 3, 2, 1. Change left hand, you're standing on the right leg. 2, 1, let's go. So we're going to go single arm row after this. It's going to be the right side. Whew. That's it. Nice work. 14 seconds. That's the one. Keep that going. 5 seconds. 4, 3, 2, 1. Back to the right hand. Left hand behind your back. Shoulders back. Stick your butt out. 3, 2, 1. Let's go. And we're drawing that elbow past the ribs. We're squeezing that right lat. It's also complemented by a squeeze on the stomach muscles. That stops the torso from rotating. It allows you to isolate the biggest muscle in the system, which is the right lat. Then it's the shoulders, and then it's the biceps, and then it's the forearm. 3, 2, 1, up, change, perfect posture, soft knees, hips go back, squeeze your core and pull. And you are pulling from that left lat now, the left piece of muscle on the back. You're not using your arm to pull, the arm is being used by your lat to pull, if that makes sense. So you're not consciously pulling with the arm, you're consciously squeezing the lat and drawing through the lat, and then that arm, as a result, will follow. 5 seconds, we're onto our back, and we're going to do heel taps. Onto your back, knees bent at 90 degrees. Off the floor, hands beyond the head, sit up, hit those heels, clap above the head, sit up, hit the heels, clap above the head. So we're trying to keep the knees directly above the hips. We're not drawing the knees into the chest as we sit up. We are keeping the knees bent at 90 degrees and the heels hovering the same height off the floor while you do a crunch beyond the head and then sit up and aim for those heels. Rest 5 seconds. 4, 3, 2, 1. Let's go. So it's all the way up, tip the heels, all the way down, beyond the head, touch, sit up, hit the heels, down beyond the head, touch. Take your time. The slower you go, the more emphasis you have on contracting the abdominals, the better the return. 7 seconds, it's going to be reverse crunch. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Woo. Hands on floor beside your hips. And let's drive those hips straight up off the floor. The feet go up above the hips. They do not track up and over the head. They stay directly above the hips. And if anything, slightly away from the hips across the room. Lower the core, the hips down using the core. Do not just let the hips drop by gravity. 3, 2, 1. Rest. Ready to go again. 2, 1. Let's go. Try and stay rigid to the timing, guys. Oh, my abs are really starting to burn now because I'm taking my time and I'm focusing on the rep technique as opposed to the tempo. We've got 12 seconds, 11, 10, 9, 8, I'm going into skulls next. 5 seconds, 4, 3, 2, 1, rest, arms beyond the head, legs out nice and straight. I'm going to do a half sit up and I'm going to clap my hands above my hips and back down again. I don't want to do a full sit up, I want to do a half sit up and then I'm back down, clap beyond the head. And the reason I'm doing a half sit up is because it keeps the tension on the core. Because if I do a full sit up, at the top, my body will take a rest. My abs will take a rest. I don't want that. I want to keep tension on the core. Hold it for a second, rest while I clap. Woo, that's getting tough now, let's go. Check my notes. Okay. So after this, we're going into our bike crunch. 15 seconds to go. So remember, tension on the core. Keep the chest pushed to the sky. 3, 2, 1, and on your back, you're going to sit up. You're going to draw your right elbow to your left knee only. Up, right elbow, left knee, back down. Repeat process, same side. So we are looking to target the right elbow to the left knee. Rotate as much as you can. You're not swinging your arms. You're drawing your knee in and you're sitting up through your abs. You're then rotating as best you can through the abs, the obliques, to get yourself around as far as possible. And then lower yourself back down as you unfold that twist. Rest. We're now going left elbow, right knee. And let's go. Up and across. And then back down. Oh yeah. Every facet of my abs have been hit so far. So at the end of this, we're going into our V crunch. That's the one. 5 seconds. 4, 3, 2, 1. Flat on your back, arms to the sky, legs up in the air. You're going to sit up and reach to the laces on your shoes. Let's go. And you're trying not to swing your arms. You're trying to keep everything as static as possible while you use your abs to draw yourself up. We got 10 seconds. Oh wow, abs are burning. 6 seconds. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, rest. Woo! We're getting ready into our swings. Get ready, last set of V crunch. Let's go. That's it. So at the end of this, we're back up and we're into our last set of swings. 12 seconds, 11, 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Rest, up we get, grab your bell, into swings, straight away, off we go. Shoulders back, chest out. Get those exhausted abs, transferring energy from the lower to the upper. You gotta start thinking about them, because if you don't, they're not gonna work. And if they don't work, other muscles are gonna take the strain, which are not designed to help. 6 seconds, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Change left. 3, 2, 1. Let's go. So aggressively stand to attention. As you do that, you're going to drive to the flat of the feet to push the floor down. Your shoulder blades are pinned back. Wow, your stomach is nice and tight. It's really burning. You can feel that energy transferring up through it, causing the burn. 5 seconds. 4, 3, ground to head, overhead next. 2, 1, rest back to the right hand. 3, 2, 1, floor and above the head. So again, it's clean and jerk or it's snatch. Clean and jerk, the bell stops on the chest and then is pressed, and the snatch, the bell goes straight up in one movement. We have 10 seconds left. 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Change, left hand. 3, 2, 1. Let's go. From the floor, above the head. Whoa, nice work. So we got 20 seconds, and then there's no more swings and no more ground to overhead today. Stay with me. You are now inside the last 8 minutes. That means 8 exercises. 7 seconds. 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and we're into push press next. Bell on the right shoulder. We're going to stick your ass out, snap your hips back into position, drive above the head. As you get tired, that body is going to look for shortcuts, and shortcuts come in the form of breaking through the knees. Stick your ass out, get tension on your abs, maintain posture on the shoulder blades, and then snap your hips back to attention, like you're standing to attention in the military. 4 seconds. 3, 2, 1, change, left side. 3, 2, 1, hips back, snap them back in. Nice work. So the 25 seconds absolutely flies by, guys. So you gotta make sure you get the most out of it with the correct technique, the correct range of movement, and the correct exertion. 10 seconds, and then we're going into single leg Romanian deadlift, holding in the right hand. 4, 3, 2, 1, back to the right hand. You're going to raise that right leg out behind you. 2, 1. Kick it out, over you go. Maintain the posture, maintain the stability by squeezing the shoulder blades for the posture and the abs for the stability. Control at all times. Don't just career down and then fling it back up. You should be able to change your mind at any point and move in the opposite direction because you're in control. 4, 3, 2, 1, change, left side. 4, 3, 2, 1, let's go. So over we get, whoa, squeeze that stomach, stand tall. That's the one. So we got 20 seconds, and again you're maintaining hamstring and glute activation alongside the posture and the core. 10 seconds. Oh, you've worn one today. 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and then we're into our single arm row, shoulders back, chest out, squeeze your core, draw from the right lat. So at the end of this, it's all plank. So we're going to go low plank, then we're going to go half side plank, then we're going to go side plank, and then we're going to go back to half side plank, and then we're going to go plank when you're going to go over and back. 8 minutes or 4 minutes. 2, 1, change other side. 3, 2, set your posture. 1, let's go. So it's a big squeeze on the abs as we draw that left lat back. That in turn leads to the shoulder, then the bicep, then the forearm, and that grip doesn't let go of the bell. It's not white knuckle, it's just not letting go. 10 seconds, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, rest. You have 5 minutes left. Low plank, 2, 1, let's go. Low plank dips. We're gonna go to the left, across to the right, back to the left, across to the right. So at the end of this, we're then going to go into the low plank hold. And we're using our transverse abs, that's your deep core, to maintain the posture. You're not letting your hips dip, or drop I should say. And we're rotating under control. Rest, knees down, ready to go, locked lower plank, and up we get. So we're solid in the low plank. Shoulder blades are relaxed, but the stomach is rock solid. The 4 points, 2 elbows and 2 feet are distributing the load. In through nose, out through mouth. The next one we're going to do is we're going to keep the feet where they are, and we're going to take our left hand and we're going to put it across our chest. And rest. Okay, into the low plank. Now, left hand goes on the chest. Your chest is going to raise up about 45 degrees, but you're going to maintain those same 2 feet and 1 elbow on the floor. So you're into essentially a half side plank. In 12 seconds, you're going to rest. Nice work. 5 seconds. 4, 3, 2, 1, rest. We're going into a full side plank on the right side. Let's go. So we're now full side plank. If you can get your your left leg on top of your right foot, that's perfect. If you can't, just put it in front slightly, but the emphasis here is getting the hips as high off the floor as possible and pushing them as far forward as possible. Keep your chin off your chest. Control your breathing. 5 seconds. 4, 3, 2, 1. Back to the low plank. We're going to go hips left and right. 3, 2, 1, let's go. Hips left, hips right. Hips left, hips right. That's the one. Keep her going. We're almost home. We're inside the last 2 minutes now. Great work. We're just going to hold that solid left plank next. And rest. Ready to go, hold the low plank. 2, 1, up. So again, you got your 4 points. Your stomach is nice and tight. Your shoulder blades are relaxed. And the emphasis is like a corset, just locking you into position. In through nose, out through mouth. Control your breathing. Visualize the top of your core to hold you up parallel with the floor. And rest. We're now going to go to the low plank, but we're going to take our right arm off. And let's go. So our right arm is now off the floor. We're controlling our breathing in through the nose, out through the mouth. Almost home, guys, almost home. Stay with me. We got 12 seconds. Loads of work through the core here today. Direct and indirect. 5 seconds. 4, 3, 2, 1. Rest. We're going to go left side plank. In 3, 2, 1. Up we get. Left side plank. So we're keeping our chin off our chest. We're keeping our hips nice and high. We're keeping our stomach nice and tight. And we're pushing our hips forward. If you need support, put your top leg in front slightly. And it'll just spread the base and give you more stability. We've got 10 seconds and we're back into the low plank. And we're going to go side to side. 3, 2, 1. Down, low plank. Here we go, side to side, last 60 seconds. Let's go. So we're going to go left to right for 25. And then we're going to finish off with a low plank hold for 25. Keep moving. You're almost home. You're on the last home stretch. Last stretch of the home stretch. If that makes sense. Probably doesn't. There's no blood left in my brain. It's all in my abs. And rest. Here we go. Last plank. 2, 1. Up we get. 25 seconds to freedom. So again, make it a perfect plank. Shoulder blades relaxed. Stomach nice and tight. distributing the emphasis between the 2 elbows and 2 feet. And Wednesday, it's all about the waistline. 10 seconds to go. Control your breathing. Think about how much you've achieved in today's session. 3, 2, 1, rest. Woo! Excellent, guys. Great job. And that is 40 minutes solid, non-stop. Look at that head on me. Good work, guys. So, take a breather, grab some water, and we'll get into our cooldown stretches. How are we feeling? Let me know. So we really focused on the abs there today. Transverse abs, rectus abdominis, obliques. And essentially the job of the abs is to protect the spine and transfer energy between lower and upper. So when you do a big aggressive drive with the legs, that energy travels up through the core and into the arms. I try and aerate it as much as possible. I may not get my point across as best I want because I'm also tired. It also protects the spine, so if you get any impact from a rotation or a push or a pull, the stronger your core, the more it's able to brace, and therefore it's better able to protect the skeleton as opposed to the skeleton taking the shot. Okay, so we're just going to stretch out that core now, guys. So I want you down on your 2 knees, and you're going to lean back. Okay, the knees can go out to the side slightly, and you're just going to lean back on your 2 hands. If you need to put a shelf or something behind you to support yourself, that's fine. You don't have to go all the way to the floor. If you can lie all the way back, even better. But what we're looking for here is the abs stretching out, and then that in turn goes down into the hip flexors, and that in turn goes down into the quads. So basically from the front, on the front of the body, from the knees up to the abs, that's what we're looking to stretch out here. And the more you relax and sink into this stretch, the more you're going to get a stretch through all those areas. So control your breathing. In through the nose, out through the mouth. And the more you relax the body into the floor, the more those muscles have to actually elongate, and the more you stretch them out, therefore the more lactic acid and CO2 you can remove from them, the less down you will be. 10 more seconds. 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Okay, forward into a lunge. You're going to put your hands behind your head, and you're just going to interlock your fingers, and you're going to let your hip just fall forward, and you're going to stretch out your hip flexor. And your hip flexor essentially is the top of the thigh, up through the belt line, into the lower abs. Control the breathing, slowing down the heart rate as best you can, and just sink into that stretch. That's the one. So again, just relax into that stretch as best you can. That's the one. 5 more seconds. 4, 3, 2, 1, and change. It's really important you stretch out your hip flexor, guys, especially after stuff like abs, because when you get tired, the hip flexor is what helps or tries to help. And that's why we start to get a pull at the top of the thigh. So it starts to contract, it pulls on the thigh, draw the legs in, as opposed to the abs having to do it. It's not really designed for that. The abs are designed more for that, so that's why you get the cramps, because it fatigues quicker. Relax through your shoulder blades. And we're just going to stand up tall in 5 seconds. 4, 3, 2, 1. Okay, standing up tall. I'm going to drop that right hand down the back in between the shoulder blades, left and the elbow, and pull to the left. Core always hard. No, core always hard. No time for small words, Susie. You just get in and get the main words across. Change sides, down the back in between the shoulder blades, other side. Trembling like mad. Best feeling though, thank you. You're very welcome, Karen. I'll try and factor some burpees in tomorrow or Friday for you. She's one of the other people in the world that loves burpees. Back to center, guys. Big breath in through the nose. Hold it for a second, then release it out the mouth. Hope you enjoyed it. Hope your core enjoyed it. Mine is definitely tight as a drum now after that. I'll be feeling that for a few days, and I will see you tomorrow, Thursday, for a little bit more endurance hardcore. Well done, guys. Have a good day.